I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me the chance. Here's your look at the new NECA toys. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Shady Acres, Ace Ventura. Hello friends, I'm back at it again, this time going deep undercover at the Shady Acres Psychiatric Facility to look for clues that will, hopefully, lead me to the precious missing snowflake. As a master disguise, I'm sure to fool the good doctor when I execute this button hook pattern in super slow-mo. Let's see that in instant replay. Before we get a closer look at Ace Ventura, the first thing we're going to want to do is figure out how tall the figure stands. I'd like to thank the folks as well over at NECA Toys that provided the sample of Ace Ventura Shady Acres that we could have a look at in this review. Taking the tape measure right to the very top of his head. That's what we do here after all. According to the readouts, Ace Ventura stands 7.8 inches in height. Not bad. Not bad at all. Switching it to centimeters, though, perhaps even more impressive, even though it's technically just the same number converted over. 20 centimeters tall is Shady Acres Ace Ventura. The figure doesn't come included with too much in the accessory department. He comes with a swappable head, he comes with a pooch laying down, and he also comes with a business card, which if you have picked up the other retro cloth Ace Ventura, I believe this is the exact same business card that came included with it, a replica of the one that he has in the film. It's a little bit smaller, I feel, in hand. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective on the front to serve and protect ... your pets. Flip around on the back, though. Basically just straight out cardboard. So really the only thing you will be wanting to look at when it comes to the department of the card is the front of the card, because that's where all the detailing lies. Again, I feel like it's a little smaller than the card he has in the movie, but again, I appreciate the fact that we get this. Put that to the side for the time being. He comes also included with a little tiny pooch. Let's have a look at that right now. What an adorable little guy. Oh, I want to take him home. I guess technically I have taken him home. He is sculpted decently, although if you flip it upside down, you sort of see, somebody needs to feed this dog. He seems a little malnourished. It's all molded plastic, but I tell you, they do great wonders when it comes to the sculpting of the top of it. Boy, that does look like an adorable little puppy. It does have a mingling of different browns, chestnut brown, darker brown, and it's also got this nice little brushing of beige all around the areas of its tootsies and the front of its face as well. Boy, that's such a cute little dog. I could spend the whole review, I'm sure, just looking at that dog. And then, of course, he comes included with a swappable head. Of course, picking up the figure first, looking at the defaulted head sculpt, didn't start my review necessarily with this of the two. I kind of like the other one, to be honest. This is a head sculpt, of course. Him yelling out, of course, the plays, I suppose. You can see the gesture, the expression on his face. Bit rubbery. I mean, that's Jim Carrey, after all. I do like this head sculpt, but I think, admittingly, I like the other one just a little bit more. Granted, yes, he doesn't come with much in the way of other accessories. It would have been actually cool if they had included, like, a little faux sheet of bubble wrap. Little tiny bubble wrap. I guess I could probably find small enough bubble wrap. I guess, yeah, they probably could find small enough bubble wrap. I get enough things shipped. I'd probably find something small enough that I could have on display. Maybe him stepping on it, trying to be so very quiet. But again, like, I like this head sculpt. Honestly speaking, though, I think I like the other one just a little bit more. The detailing on this one is quite good. It does look a lot like Jim Carrey, I feel, at least. And the spiked hair on the sides kind of bears a little bit resemblance to Wolverine a little bit. But the paint is actually really good on this. He does have a very thrown-together costume, I guess his idea of what a crazy person would be wearing, consisting of, well, I don't really know what specifically this shirt is. And from one second, it kind of looks like airplanes mixed with sunglasses. It's just, like I said, it almost looks like someone doing splits, someone doing exercises, a stick person doing exercises. Laying down, it looks like he's kind of on like one of those gym equipment pieces. That's probably not what it is. But it's a good looking shirt. It's attached obviously by Velcro, so you can open this up. I had no idea that he was so muscular underneath. Well, this also gives me the opportunity to show you that they used for this instance a new retro cloth body. So it does have the included torso articulation as well as the ankle pivot. Boy, I'm so glad that they did do that. Quickly do that up. Like to be decent, of course, when it comes to Ace Ventura. He comes also with a pink tutu, and this is just attached. There is like a elastic to it. So, I mean, underneath it, if you wanted to, I suppose you could take it off, and then underneath that, he's got the longer plaid shorts or pants. Coming all the way down to, of course, his boots, some visible socks. All of these, by the way, surprised that these are a molded plastic instead of using the material. And then you've got the molded boots, done nicely in a dark brown color, which we will talk about in a second. But in this case, to give you a sneak peek, he does have, yes, ankle pivot. Thank goodness he has ankle pivot. Just talking about the things I like about this figure, mentioning quickly the things about this figure. Unfortunately, that's missed a mark slightly, is that his arms aren't the same color as his hands. I'm guessing that the hands are probably what are painted in. And then, even though it feels like there's a little bit of coarseness to the plastic, I feel like this is just the molded plastic that they used. In fact, actually, if I open this up and I sort of do a matchies test, it does seem like the chest piece is the same color as the arms. So yeah, it probably looks like they've only painted the hands. The coloring is a little off when you do compare the hands to the arms, but I suppose it would be close enough. Looking at the alternate swappable head, I know I've praised the other head so much, but let me just show you the difference between the two. While I do feel both bear a strong resemblance to Jim Carrey from the original Ace Ventura, I feel this one drives it home just a little bit more. I do like this head sculpt quite a bit. To pop off the heads, it's a simple case of just popping off the ball joint. If it helps you at all, you can also twist and wiggle it as you're popping it off. And then from there, pop the other one back in place. I feel as if I may have to go the route of maybe heating the inside of the head with maybe a hairdryer. I don't really want to submerge it in hot water, not if I have to at least. Taking a hairdryer, just softening up that socket area. Because I find when you are putting it onto the ball joint, you can see right there, popping it in place, I find it goes into the head, but it doesn't go in far enough. See it right there. Now, I have not done any sort of tweaking to the head prior to shooting this review, because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like out of package. But again, I think I'm going to probably go back afterwards, heat this with a hairdryer, because again, I don't feel like that ball joint goes far enough in as I want it to. I mean, it results in the head being a little bit more on the loose side. Yes, he agrees. Again, showing you guys the difference between the two. Both, again, worthy candidates for a displayable head. But again, if push came to shove, and I'd like to think nobody's pushing around here, but I probably would resort in displaying him with this head sculpt, just of the two, I think. So sticking with this head sculpt for the remainder of this review, where we talk about the posability on the figure, the head rotates all the way around. So you normally wouldn't have an issue, I suppose, of the head being this loose. So again, I'm probably going to have to resort in heating that up. But the head does move back and forth, like I said, up and down. And you can rotate Ace's head all the way around. Get a quick look at his hair. Crazy, crazy stuff. Apparently, Jim Carrey is in talks to play Ace Ventura again. I don't know how I feel about that. The first Ace Ventura was a classic. When Nature Calls, not so much. The only thing that was funny about that movie was him exiting out the back of a faux rhinoceros. You really have to see it to believe it. Anyways, though, I'm getting sidetracked here. His arms hinge out at a full 90-degree angle bend. No limitations at all to the type of material that they ended up going with. The arms move forward, they move back, and I guess technically they could rotate all the way around. That's probably where the restrictions will start coming into play. Double bend at the elbow, the hands rotate all the way around, and you can also hinge them back, of course. Upper torso ball joint, Ace Ventura also has the legs that split out. It's about as far as splits as you can get it. Forward and back on the legs, swivel at the top of the thigh, single hinge on the knee, right there. He does have no articulation in the boot. It basically looks like the boot is molded right to the bottom of his leg. And then this is just the separate piece on its own. The feet move up, the feet move down, not much, but you can also ankle pivot them as well. Great looking figure. I had, of course, picked up the original Ace Ventura, which sadly at the time of doing this review, I didn't have presently available. I think I've got it in storage right now, but still a great looking Ace Ventura, even though it doesn't have the more familiar costume that he wears through the majority of the movie. I love this scene where he goes to Shady Acres, undercover, of course, because nobody would really believe he's crazy otherwise. But he, of course, is wearing this outfit. Short of maybe throwing in some extra accessories, a big giant box that he could hide in, and maybe a sheet of bubble wrap he can so very silently try to tread across, and of course, luring everybody to where he is. I certainly would have included those, but those are simply things I could probably find around the house and add on to this figure when it comes to displaying him. Love the original Ace Ventura. The follow-up sequel, however, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, no. A resounding No, didn't need to exist. Although, the last time I've seen that movie, I happened to stumble onto one of the stations that was airing it, and it aired that scene, the only scene I found funny in the entire stretch of When Nature Calls. It's when he's stuck inside that giant fake rhinoceros and he's sweating inside. He has to get out. And the only way he can get out is through the back derriere of the rhinoceros. Okay, I laughed during that scene. I didn't laugh anywhere else in that movie. The original Ace Ventura, though, was hilarious from start to finish. Apparently, Jim Carrey is slated. He says he wants to do another Ace Ventura. I don't know how an older Jim Carrey would pull off an Ace Ventura. We'll see. It's got to be funnier than When Nature Calls. It won't be as funny as the first one, but it's got to be funnier than the second one. Now this marks the second Ace Ventura retro cloth figure that NECA Toys had put out, the original one being more the traditional Ace look. This one is him from, of course, Shady Acres, the psychiatric clinic. I don't think there's any more mileage to maybe get stretched out from an Ace Ventura film, but maybe from here, consider the idea, NECA Toys, of maybe giving us more Jim Carrey roles. I mean, he's done enough roles that I think you could probably do a couple of characters, maybe from Dumb and Dumber, or a personal guilty pleasure of mine, the Cable Guy. Somebody's like, did he just say Cable Guy is one of his favorite Jim Carrey movies? Yes, it is. I would take that over Liar Liar any day of the week. But yeah, the idea of a more Jim Carrey retro cloth figures, bring it on, NECA Toys, bring on more of those retro cloth Jim Carreys. I would certainly be open to the idea of collecting more of these if you consider the idea of releasing more of these. Big thank you again to the folks over at NECA Toys that provided the sample of Shady Acres, Pet Ventura, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I'm all over the place on this one. Also, for your video question for today, let me know down below in the comment section what your favorite Jim Carrey movie is. I think my favorite is Dumb and Dumber. Follow up to that, Ace Ventura. Follow up to that, yes, I'm going to say it, Cable Guy. Why is he saying Cable Guy? Because I liked Cable Guy. It's the Silence of the Lambs. Hilarious movie. Not everybody's cup of tea. Cable Guy. Gonna leave it with that. If you are new to this channel and enjoying all the content you're seeing, be sure not to join a psychiatric ward, but you can hit that subscribe button down below. You can turn on that bell notification. And yeah, you come back to this channel regularly because Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do stuff. People get together, we all hang out as a group, we drink brisk iced tea. If that isn't tempting enough already, I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to come up with other ways to advertise. But make sure you're coming back to this channel, keeping those peepers ever peeled, because there's going to definitely be more NECA reviews lined up, coming your way, churning out on a regular basis. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.